Hey everybody, welcome. I'm here. We're doing it now live, right? We're right. Um, welcome back to my channel. I am Little Red Dot, and tonight we are back with our third of 4 episodes of Capers Behind the Eight Ball, where we are doing the first live Twitch game of the RPG Capers, written by our very own Nerdburger Craig. So, we've been a couple weeks off from this. I hope if you were here in America, you had a happy holiday, I will say. If you do the Thanksgiving thing, awesome. If you don't, that's cool too. I hope you did whatever it is that you do. And then last week, PAX. So if you went to PAX, start telling your stories in chat. We had a couple people here on stream who also got to enjoy the greatness that is PAX. So yeah, let's share our PAX happenings. But now we are back after 2 weeks off with our game. But let's go around the cast and crew, introduce yourself, and just in case you're hopping in for the first time, make sure they also know what character you are playing. And actually, let's start with the writer of Capers, Nerdburger Craig.
Hi, yeah, I'm Craig. Craig Campbell. I wrote to this little game. It published about a month or so ago, month and a half ago. And I am playing Bertrand Esprit, who is a Cajun fella, who's super fast, and a car thief.
Oh, yes, he is, and he's good at it, too. Nice. Bertrand, yes, and Craig is not only here to play a character, but to make sure that I don't totally botch up his game.
I will allow 3 rules bendings.
Next down the line, we have Mad Fishmonger.
Hello, I'm Mad Fishmonger. I am playing Callisto today. Callisto Stavro. I could say this. I swear, I practiced it and everything.
You can do it. I have so much faith in you.
Stavropoulos. But she goes by Callie or Killa.
Yep.
Because it's much easier to say. She likes guns. Guns are her friend.
It's a true story.
She also likes hiding.
Mm.
And she likes hiding with guns.
This is true. This is very, very true.
These are just her favorite things to do.
Just a few of her favorite things.
She doesn't really have a wide variety of extracurricular activities. So,
well, when you're a gangster in New Orleans during Prohibition, I feel like there are lots of things you could do, and you're doing quite a few of them.
Now, yes.
now.
Previously, her life was sitting in a tree or something,
watching people creepily,
being invisible, and waiting until she could shoot them in an amusing way. Now it's pure chaos. So we'll see how she deals with this.
Yeah, well, we will today. As we'll get to where the characters are here in just a second. I'm not gonna get too excited. Next down the line, we have Saverick. How are you, friend?
I'm getting over being really sick.
This is true. How are you feeling?
Not too bad. Yeah, I kind of screwed everybody's party last week.
No,
so
you
apologize
didn't.
for that.
No,
But,
you didn't, because now we get 4 games with everybody. I
that's
selfishly
great.
wanted everybody.
Let's just say I'm Saverick. I'm playing Silvio Big Slybuco, who is a gangster, who's sort of risen through the ranks of organized crime, not just by fear and intimidation, but actually able to produce fear and imitation in people through his powers and reading minds and getting people to do things that they might not necessarily want to do.
That is a very true story. You do have intimidated quite a few people, including a child, I believe. And you shot someone last game.
It's one of my prouder moments.
I was gonna say, you shot someone, if I remember correctly, dead. That person was almost dead anyways. You just finished the job. Is that what happened?
Well, I mean, they come at you with the syringe, you gotta take action.
Sometimes you just gotta take action. Spoken like a true gangster. And next we have Kika.
Hey, I'm Kika of Internet and D&D fame. If you don't know me, you
Want to.
will soon. I'm playing Lucky Lily Hirschfeld, whose general power set involves being lucky and hiding things very well. She is also pretty much just a professional, just straight up gangster, is very much involved and connected in a number of ways. And she's pretty much just been hiding things from the party this whole time.
Yeah, you're right. A few things may end up coming out before it's too late, but yeah, she knows some things. She's connected.
Yeah.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Eric Vulgaris.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dot. Hi, everybody. I'm Eric. I'm playing Joey the Lion, who is a former dock worker. And my superpowers are getting hit and punching.
Getting hit is one of the powers.
Yeah, he can get hit a lot, in fact. Like a lot. Nice. Very nice. That is in fact your superpower. That's so good.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you are, like I said, new here, let me just give you a quick rundown of one, what we're doing, and two, how you can interact with today's game. So first off, I'm Little Red Dot. I'll be the GM for this game, and I would like to welcome you to the channel. If you don't already follow it, you can go ahead and hit the follow button, and when you do things like follow and subscribe and give bits, we now have a snazzy little hooch cup down there in the bottom corner. Other bottom corner, that one. Yeah, down there in the bottom. You see it? Fill our hooch cup with stuff, which you can now do. So every time, like I said, you subscribe, you follow, you give bits or a donation, things will drop into our hooch cup. Second, we now have a sub bar. When the sub bar fills for the month of December, something happens to this crew if it fills during this game. So it could be good, it could be bad, maybe we'll take a vote, who knows. I'm pretty open, but something is going to happen in which you will get to help make the decision as to what that is. In addition to that, when you make a donation or give bits, not only do you fill our hooch cup, but you also get to give moxie points, because what good is a gangster without moxie? They're just not. So, in this game of Capers, one of the cool things that is kind of an exchange system that is used to activate powers and to help with your card flipping and your hand is Moxie points. So you can hand out Moxie points to any player you'd like and interact in that way as well. So that's kind of the rundown. Now, if you're new to Capers, what you should know is this is not a dice-based RPG. This is a card-flipping RPG, which I dig so much. And as Kika so wonderfully pointed out during our pre-chat for the show, it matches the period, which is just the coolest thing. So, if you want to get a copy of Capers, there are a couple ways that you can do that. You can flat out go get yourself a copy right here via that link. Tonight, in fact, we're also going to be giving out a free PDF copy, so hang with us until the end, and then we will raffle off a free PDF copy. To be part of that giveaway and drawing, you need to type !copper. Like, oh no, don't call the coppers! So, that is !copper is tonight's entry word for that, and you can enter all throughout the night. I'll be mentioning it again halfway through so that we don't forget, and you can get yourself, we've handed out, what, 2 copies now, I think, already, and the cast all got copies because they're awesome. So, get in on the Capers Madness, yo. Now, what happened last time? Does anybody remember? I know it's been like 2 weeks.
I jumped out of a hotel room.
This is a true story. There are 2 people that have been falling for 2 weeks. So last game, you guys, well, we found out a few bits of information. There was the child we followed to the church. That would have been Bertrand and Callisto. And what they witnessed was the death of the boy at the hands of a shadowy figure. More than likely the mysterious preacher man that was whispered by the child himself. That's about all we know. Upon returning to the hotel room, we find Lucky Lily on the phone making her touch base with none other than Al Capone himself, who has, we learned, sent her to scout out the Moisey family situation. Possibly he might be interested in their inventory of moonshine being brewed in the Louisiana Bayou here outside of New Orleans. And he wants to know which is better. Should he just kill him? Or should he make a business deal with them? And 3 people, housekeeping, no, it wasn't housekeeping, it was room service, showed up. It was 3 additional people, which you guys made very short of, and light of. And the last one that was left alive was shot just before Captain Ali Balian, who is known to be quite a hard ass in the New Orleans scene. She's like the cop that turns in gangsters such as yourselves. Burst through your door. Bertrand, being the great driver he is, already has car waiting. We had some people jump
Camel
out.
truck.
I was about, yeah, that's right. You chose a truck. I believe that Joey and Lucky Lily made it outside, but Callisto and Big Sly they fell out of the window. I think you guys did not roll well, or couldn't get your footing. And Allie, we will pick up in this single moment as you hear blah, blah, blah. 3 fires shot as the 2 of you fall and smash right into the hood of the, I guess, truck that Bertrand has stolen for you guys. What do you do? Because you got just a few seconds. All 5 of you are now down basically in the alleyway beside the hotel.
Okay, but we can see he's got the car ready.
Yeah, the cars, you're actually in, you roll over after having the wind knocked out of you, and you are going to probably take some fall damage from this.
All right,
because
I crawl out of the dumpster.
Yeah, well, no, you land on the hood of the car he's driving.
Oh. Yeah,
you guys land on the front hood.
I'll just lay there for a minute, like, pretending I'm totally fine.
Yeah, you try to play it off. You try to play it off. It does knock the breath out of you, and you as well. And by the time both of you catch your breath, the captain, or the chief, she's looking over the edge of the hotel window, and she is pointing the gun at you.
Would this be a good time to go ahead and initiate what the level up is going to be like?
Oh, yes, sure. So, my plan was to let you guys actually tell about your level ups after the combat, but they did level up from this game, or from the last game to this one, which is pretty exciting. So, you guys get some new powers, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody chose some new powers, possibly. Yeah.
I'm feeling like when I hit that car and I'm looking up at her, I have such a distaste.
You hate her so much.
And to the point where my physical form just starts to change. The bones are snapping, the flesh is sort of sinking in, and when I'm laying there in my own garb, I am a reflection of her.
She looks down and sees herself?
Exactly like her. Exactly. Just in my garb.
She goes to fire at you, and then when she sees herself, she has a moment of pause and goes, what the?
And I just sort of give her the finger.
Ice.
And roll off and then into the car. Wincing, I'm sure, the entire way.
Yeah. For sure.
I will become invisible.
You become invisible. The dent, as you roll off, releases after your weight gets off the hood, and you watch the hood pop up, though there's no body there. Do you guys hop in? What's the plan? What is everybody else doing? Because they just fell out of the sky.
Is everybody on or in the truck?
I'm in.
I know somebody got in the truck with me. Was that you? Was that Lily?
Yeah.
Is it a truck with with an open back?
No, it's like a panel van. It's like a box truck.
A box truck, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go in the back, then I'm gonna crawl in and lay on the floor.
Yeah, you...
Because if everybody's on or in the truck, I'm rolling. We're leaving.
Great. Good choice. Good choice, because about the time that you put the pedal to the metal, as it is so known, the sound of police sirens begin to come from around the corner, as if they were waiting on you maybe to come out of the front, and you didn't. And the 2, 3, maybe 4 cars begin to sound, and you can see the lights now as the cars turn on. I'm guessing you tear, so let's get a check from you. Let's get that drive check.
Okay,
Step on it, boss.
are we looking are we looking at agility conveyances here?
Agility conveyances, yes.
Now, remind me how I do this with the cards again. I got it.
Oh, yes, let me remind you, Mr. Writerman. You will choose instead of deal, or choose. So it should pop up your whole deck flat, and you just drag the playing card that you want over to. If you're new to this game, everybody, just know, like I said, this is a card-based game. So what he's done is taken his stats necessary to make this drive check, and it looks, in this case, he's got 4 cards to play. Craig is going to flip 1 card at a time. Just like blackjack, he can choose to play that card or keep it. And he can go until he runs out of cards, but there's always the gamble that the next card he chooses may be less, or not as effective as the card he chose before. So here we go.
I thought what we can do, because you're constantly going through the cards, is just get some on the table.
Yep.
And then you can just kind of flip how many you want to flip, because you're doing one at a time, and then you can.
So in this So in this case, Craig could flip 4 cards if he wanted. Let's see how they do.
Yeah, I could technically flip 4 here. So
okay.
Yeah, that's no good.
That's no good. Oh.
That's not great.
Oh, the cards are not in your favor, sir. Oh, okay.
Oh, no. We're moxieing.
You're gonna play? It's like, I can do better than that.
Wrong thing. Hold on.
And actually,
one more.
See.
I spend a point of moxie. I draw 1 more card.
He's gonna draw another one.
And that's a botch, my ladies and gentlemen. That is a 2 with clubs. That is a botch.
That is a botch. So, you're not sure if it was their bodies hitting the top of the car, but as he goes to floor it, you hear the box truck like rev, and it stalls out. It begins to smoke from the hood as the police cars round the corner, blocking the alleyway. That was not how this was supposed to go. Yay!
All right, everybody. Beat everybody.
So, as the 3 cars, like, blocking the alleyway that all of you now are in. Now, I will say there's an exit behind you that has not been blocked, but the box truck is blocking it, so you'd have to, like, go around it and leave if you wanted to on foot. The 3 cars pull in. 2 cops step out of each one, and they point their guns at you and say, "Halt! Don't make any sudden movements!" Do you still look like her? Like Allie?
Oh yeah, I probably didn't even realize that I do at this point, because this is like the first time I've ever had this.
So one of the cops yell out, Chief, what do we do?" I don't know why he's so nervous, but he is. Yeah, and they point the gun right at you, and they're all kind of looking at each other, unsure what to do.
I'm literally dressed in like the silk suit still, kind of.
One of them goes, "Is that what she was wearing?" And she's still in the window, and she looks down and she goes, "You fools! It's them! Arrest them!" And she darts back inside, clearly trying to come down to the first floor.
Okay. This is my time to shine.
It is.
I'm going to make some space for us to drive.
All right, cool. I dig that.
I
dig that a lot.
Now, did the truck die?
Yeah, it basically is smoking at the moment. So it's like it's smoking, but it is not running. It seems to have issues thanks to them landing on it.
Okay, then here's what I say to my friends. I say, get this car running. I'll take care of the hard part. As I just like get out of the car and just confidently stride to like the entire barricade, just like literally just walk.
I was about to say, explain to us what the lion looks like. Like
Sure.
just like
I mean,
walking in.
I literally look like Marlon Brando from On the Waterfront. Like I unzip my jacket and just like stretch a little bit, and as I just like continue to walk right in front of them, like do that little like neck crack kind of thing, and I'm getting ready to move these cars out of the way.
Nice. Yeah, so you start walking towards them, and the 6 cops which are using the doors of these police cars, they're like, hey, we said no closer, don't you move a muscle, we're gonna shoot.
Yeah, I'm gonna call their bluff, and yeah, let's see what happens.
All right.
So what success looks like in my head is me basically making space for them, for us to get this car going out of here.
Okay.
And them not being in a position to chase us.
Okay.
So I think this might be like throwing one car into the other.
Okay, cool.
Or like pushing it, right?
So probably with the alleyway, there's only really 2 cars. The third one's like off to the side. And you will have to basically split them. So you're going to use one car to push the other. Is that the plan?
Yeah, and it'd be really cool. It'd be really great if I could throw both of them out of the alleyway, as blocking the third car from chasing us.
Okay, so you can do that. As you get within about 10, I would even say less than that, 20 feet of them, one of them nervously fires off a shot. Blow! And we're going to go into initiative so that everybody can figure out and take a turn in this moment, letting us know what we want to do. So for an initiative draw, or to start what we consider an action sequence, which is exactly what this is, you are going to use agility or sense reaction check.
Agility and sense.
Agility and sense, I'm sorry.
Well, actually, the way it works is it's a reaction check, so it's 1 card.
Oh, I see. Oh, it is a reaction. Agility, sense, reaction check. Yeah, so...
and you add, you flip 1 card and you add your agility score plus 1 more if you have the sense skill.
Correct. And I'm going to, for the sake of this, I'm going to only have the cops in a single round, though there are 6 of them. But who knows, when you're moving cars around them, they may easily just...
I have, here's the thing. So I have sense as a skill. Should I draw another card? I'm sitting pretty cushy with the King of Spades here.
Yeah.
You don't get to draw another card. It's a reaction.
It's a reaction. Yeah. Oh, so it just is. With that king, though, you'll be first for sure, probably, unless I go like way out of the water here. Let's find out. Mine's at the bottom, of course. All right. And theirs. I just want to make sure I add anything that they have, which is probably not much. Oh. Okay. I will forget it's too high on the thing. Flip that card. Did it flip it? Oh, there it goes. Okay, well, they didn't do so hot. So what I'm going to ask for is the final one with any, with the draw and anything you added to it. So it looks like, Joey is definitely going first with the king.
Awesome.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Is the heart... Nope, yep, and then it would be behind that is going to be Killa. Oh, Callista. And then it'll be Bertrand. And out of Lucky Lily and Big Slide, did you guys have anything to add to the 2?
With my modifiers, that makes it a 3.
Okay.
My modifier makes it a 5.
Okay, well then, we're gonna say it's Lily, it'll be the cops, and then it's gonna be Sly. Alright, so we've got our initiative order there. Let's get to Gangsta in. I think that's a verb. It is now. So first up is Joey. So you tell me in this case what you would like to do. They fired off like almost like a warning shot. They weren't actually aiming at you. So
yeah. So I know they weren't aiming at me, and I know they're not going to shoot me. I feel it in my bones.
Okay.
And I know it. And even I know it would just be just like a punch, and I can always take a punch.
Okay.
I think ideally, I'm going to try to throw these cars, like I said. And I think what it would look like on screen is just like, it's the shot from outside the alleyway. I would just see these 2 cars that just like fly out there into the street.
Okay. So this is, I was about to say, this is definitely a skill check.
Right.
Yep. Strength, and anything
Strength athletics?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Cool. My strength is 5 with my upgrade, so I have athletics.
Athletics.
So
Okay, cool.
I feel like this is my wheelhouse.
I would agree with you.
So I'm looking at 6 cards. Is that if my math is right?
Yeah.
5 plus 1.
5 plus 1 is 6.
I should probably flip and then see if I want to continue right first.
That's
before
up to you.
drawing
You can
more.
draw all 5 and then just leave the unflipped ones on the table for your next draw. That's fine too.
Well, I'm not. I'm not keeping that 6.
Not keeping the 6. Okay. Okay. Man, you know what this means? Later in the game, you guys are gonna get all those high cards.
I like the Queen of Spades. I'm gonna rest easily, but I need to draw the other cards too, right?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to. I mean, you can and just leave them on the table for your next.
Yeah,
Your
I'm gonna
next
do that.
check. So Queen. Oh. Of spades, nonetheless. So that is well done. So in this case, you basically take one of the cars. Do you want to like pick it up and just toss it?
I wanted both of them.
Oh, you wanted both of them. Okay. So
Yeah.
I would say in this case, what you end up doing is like kind of get this running start and you fist punch the both of them. And they go sliding out down the alleyway into the street, smashing into the third car along the way.
Yes.
In this case, I'm going to say that
My warning shot.
Yeah, your warning shot. And they go sliding, probably pummeling a few cops. So what I'm gonna do is have them make an agility check to not be run
Yeah,
over
get
by
out of the
sliding
way.
car. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not really. I'm doing what I can if it helps them at all. I'm doing what I can to avoid actually hurting people and just
Okay.
hurting property.
Just hurting the property. They probably see you running and get a little bit of a start, but let's see. They're gonna 1, 2, and 3. So let's just see how they do.
Sure, no problem.
Why
I'm
not?
probably gonna ask the rest of the group, how's that car coming?
Yeah. They 6. Let's see if they can do better. Okay. An 8. Oh, I'm torn. I'm so torn. Okay, I'm gonna leave it because it is.
We should have took one of their cars.
You
oh
guys
well.
are too late now.
Yeah, too late. I probably said, no. Let me say that in character. But yeah. I like without it saying anything. I just do that quick little math. Like I realized, I could have used that. Whatever.
Oh, too bad. Yeah. So, in this case, we'll say at an 8 that half of the cops do take like injury. We'll say, and are kind of one of them gets squished between them. One of them gets a tire. The other one gets like slammed in the door and drugged with the car. 3 of them manage to get out of the way and have taken cover around the edges of the alleyway. So you can see like 2 of them off to the left and 1 of them off to the right. Now like peeking around the corner at what is this literal beast who just punched 2 cars that slid out into the main street, knocking a third one with it. It is now Killer's turn.
So, I think she's gonna kind of crawl through the front of the car and get out.
Nice.
Because she was still in the back. She's still invisible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
So she'll, is the hood up?
yet.
Not yet. Nobody's popped the hood yet.
Alright, so I'll pop the hood.
Okay, you run around and like just, yeah, it opens up. That's an easy thing to do.
And I have mechanical skill.
Nice. That's
so,
new.
I've got,
Let's see. So that would be. So you said you have mechanic skill. That would be a
agility.
You need conveyances.
conveyances. Yeah.
Mechanicals is for like small stuff. Small mechanical.
Yeah.
devices.
Conveyances is like car-based things. Yeah. So you might.
Conveyances is all the vehicles.
Uh-huh.
Right.
But
Okay.
you can still like assess the problem.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, you could make
With
like a
an
mechanic,
expertise.
an expertise, and then be able to point and say that needs fixing. But you can't. You
Yeah.
know, you won't get as. Yeah, you need the conveyances piece. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So what would I roll? What would I go for this?
So, you could use the mechanics basically to assess the problem if you wanted to. So if you wanted to roll it, it would basically give you information, and then I would give some kind of bonus to Bertrand when he made the actual, like, fix the car roll.
Okay. So how many cards do I draw for this?
What do you have for your mechanics? What is the, so,
is
so you would use your expertise. So whatever your expertise score is plus your mechanics.
Jeez.
So I'm looking at a blank character sheet. I'm having to, like, fake fill in numbers.
1?
Okay, so 1 plus another card for your mechanics.
Okay.
So 2. Nice.
Let's.
See if they are in your favor.
Okay. Spades are very good.
They are very good, and that was the queen.
Stick with that. Yeah.
I would. You literally walk over and you're like, oh. And you see it like steaming. You can see the place in which like the crunch happened, where Sly's body crunched a piece there on the top of the block of the engine. And
of course
there
it wasn't me.
Of course not. And there seems to be some kind of pipe or tube or something that is cracked, and it's releasing steam. And it's like it's leaking out.
Okay.
I don't know anything about cars. That's as good as it gets from my knowledge.
Yeah. I have.
Need to fix the tube.
Yeah, fix the tube.
Yes. Tube leaking. Hey, that's what I know about cars too. They have tube leaking.
You're like, my expertise with a queen tells me that. Yeah.
Is there like anything laying around that I could grab?
It is an alleyway. There's a dumpster and some garbage off to the side if you wanted to kind of search through, and the building next to you goes into the next business. So there's also like a side exit for whatever the business next door is that also has some trash. So, I'm
gonna grab like anything, like fabric.
Oh yeah, something you might be able to like tie it up with, or
yeah, and then I'm gonna tie it up.
Yeah, I say you easily find like an old rag or a piece of cloth or fabric, and you can give it a good tie, which is going to give a benefit to Bertrand when he also attempts to fix it.
All right. So, but I mean, nobody sees me.
Nobody sees you. All we see is the hood, like.
and then the rag.
Yep. Floats through the air. Yeah, all the way over, and we see you
and
tie
then
it off.
Torn up.
And you're actually very, very quick, because full round's only about 6 seconds, so you, like, bolt from the back of the car, you sling the hood open, it, like, smashes backwards, you're like, you grab something very quick and, like, tie it off.
I am super agile as well.
I imagine if we could see, you'd be bouncing all over the place. Yeah, all over the place. Very nice. And Bertrand, it is now your turn. You watch the hood open by itself, a piece of fabric tie itself around what is inevitably this broken piece on the inside of the engine block.
All right. Well, I get out of the truck super fast. He's looking over the engine in a split second, and sees where she applied the tourniquet to the tube.
Yes, that's all technical terms for questions.
Yes. And is going to. I mean, do I need to assess first, or do I kind of see where the problem is?
You can definitely see it. What she has done, she pointed out. It's now capturing the steam, which means it's not leaking as bad. But you can see it's whatever it is. It's like soaked through this, and it's still like dripping. Like the tube is like it needs to be replaced, or you got to find another way around it. Something more stable than just a piece of cloth.
Okay. Is there a hose? Does this hose? How close to the end of the hose is the leak?
We'll say it's not in the middle. We'll say it's like on the latter fourth of it.
Okay. Does this hose have any give in it? Could I cut the hose and reattach?
Of course you can. I love that idea.
Okay, so I'll cut it at the break, and I'll bust a knife out of my little car springing kit because I have to take the ignition apart in order to steal cars.
Right.
And cut the tube, and reattach in there and do all that fun stuff. Now the hose is probably pulling pretty tight, but it'll do the job.
It'll suffice. And maybe we can even say that you reuse the fabric that she had to like tighten it off at the end just to make sure it has a little extra a little extra something holding it on. So go ahead and let's make sure that this all goes well for you.
We just needed to last today.
Yeah, it literally has to get us out of this moment.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll go with the red Joker. That'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, it will be. Yeah, this was the perfect move. Just like, shoot, 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 shoot. And before you know it, you guys, the steam that was coming out of the hood ceases, and the car, like, again, so where it was choking, it, like, picks back up. Very nice.
And now I will take my extra action from the Red Joker, and I
Oh,
will shoot
that's right.
a freaking policeman.
Yeah, you're like fixing it with one hand, no problem, not even looking at it, and over the hood, you can take a shot. There is a police officer, ready for that. Yeah, he's like peeking around the corner, watching these what he considers monsters.
Agility guns.
Agility guns.
He's around a corner, so I'm not thrilled with that.
Check his.
Yeah, that's no good. I'll go with that. Jack of Spades. That's a boon.
I was about to say that is a boon, but that'll do it. That'll do it.
And that's going to be with a pistol shot. Pistols do suit damage. The spades is the highest suit, so it does 4 plus 1, and it's a boon. Plus, I'll blow that into damage rather than some other effect, and I'll do 7 hits of damage to that guy.
You guys watch as Bertrand not only fixes the car in 6 seconds, but turns and in basically a blind shot, straight through the skull of the police officer, and its body drops, dead.
Enough of this noise. Let's get this rolling.
2 police officers.
I'm done.
Yeah. Damn, that was cool. Next up is Lily. Lily.
She doesn't really want the cops to see her face.
Uh-huh.
So I think she's probably going to mostly hide in the car, but maybe like peek out a little bit.
Uh-huh.
To see if she can throw a knife at someone before ducking.
Oh yeah.
Again.
Oh yeah. Why not? Yeah, I would say too this truck probably isn't maybe there's either like a window opening between the cab and the back of it, so you could actually toss it like through the truck out, or you could easily just lean out using the side view mirror to like toss it. And try to hit one of the cops for sure. So go ahead and make that agility. I believe it's agility and then any bonuses that you have to it. And it is a ranged attack. And I can't remember off the top of my head, so I got to get to the page.
Yeah, I'll do the old lean and toss.
Oh, lean and toss. Oh, lean and toss.
But I'm okay with a 10 of diamonds.
Okay. Yeah, now the real question is, what kind of damage does this dagger do? Damage is based on the color plus 1. Nice. So it's a color-based one, so the color is, what color was red? Did you roll red?
Yep.
All right. It does, in fact, hit one of the cops in the shoulder who was kind of gearing up to fire at all of you, and it knocks him backwards and off kilter. He takes a point of damage, of hit to damage. But he still stands now. But now he's got this like dagger poking out of his chest, and he's bleeding. About this time, as that cop staggers backwards, he almost bumps into the chief, who has made it downstairs, and she rounds the corner, standing square in the middle of the cars, staring down the alleyway, facing off with the lion. And Joey, question.
Yeah.
Are you well versed in what she looks like in terms of who she is to you?
I mean, I'm well versed in our striking resemblance.
Okay. You stare at almost not like Big Sly's kind of identicalness, more like you share DNA, and you stare at her and you look the same. And it takes her a minute, and where she was going to draw her gun, she stops, and she says nothing as the two of you like square off in the alleyway. The other 2 cops, oh, thank you for that cheer. Thanks for that. Filling up our hooch cup. The other 2 cops that are remaining are going to try to make and fire shots, actually. So they're going to make agility. Yeah, because you're standing right in the middle and out in the open, so unfortunately, yes. Sorry, friend. But they do have a pistol. Yes, they do. And they do have a skill. So, they're going to roll, or they're going to draw an agility gun check. So, here we go. I've got a couple cards already out.
No problem. I'm going to see if I can do something.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to
in order for me to do an effect, right? In order for me to do a little boost to one of my superpowers, it has to be on my turn, right?
boost to your superpowers has to be on your turn. Correct? Isn't that right, Craig?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I thought. So on your turn, which is coming up. You'll be able to do that.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and 4 cards the cops get. I'm gonna have to draw for each of them, but we'll see. I may not have to. All right. So first one, this is the one that did not take the dagger. Is going to make. I keep doing that. It's too high up. It's going
This
to.
is against my body, right?
This
Sorry
is
to interrupt.
against your body. Correct.
Correct. Okay. So they got to be the 10.
Oh
Don't
man.
don't tell her that. Don't tell her that.
Oh yeah, because
Well,
now I
I didn't know
know.
you're not supposed to know that. I thought it was
That's
like
okay.
a normal class
That's
team.
okay.
My bad.
In time you figure it out anyway.
Yeah, when you
Okay.
tell me, then I know I don't have to draw another. Because now I could be like, oh, a 10.
Oh.
Oh, a 10.
Okay.
That's not
Oh,
very
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm
Alright.
going to. I feel like the cop can do better. No, he cannot. All right, this cop may be out of luck. He is.
Oh!
Doggone it! I really wanted that too. I was really hoping for a higher card. Okay, so does not.
That's a botch.
That is a botch. So it does not
Failure with
do
clubs
well.
is a botch.
It does not do well, and it botches its turn. So when he fires off the gun, we're gonna say jams, and the shot never releases. And you watch this cop now, like no, as he's like not fixing it at all. He's like banging it against a wall and like wrist or hand to the butt of the gun, trying to like knock it free. But nothing fires, and his gun has jammed. Blech. The second one, so let me remove all of these. I'm going to take those. We'll try again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one is the one that has taken some damage. It still has a dagger sticking out of its, I guess, chest. All right, good news. He's sticking with that one, even though he has a dagger out of his chest. He fires a shot and, in fact, does hit, and that is based on the color, so it does 2 points.
The gun?
Yeah, the pistol. No, it's a suit. I'm sorry, it is based on the suit. So suit damage, and that will do plus one. I had to think about my table. So +1. So you take a suit +1. So what is the suit? I don't have the table in front of me. I'm sorry. Oh, suit damage with a 2 points. Yeah, it was right the same. Okay, so 2 points of against your hit. I don't know what your hits are, but you take 2. And fires off. It pings off of you, and the chief is in a bit of shock. So she's going to not take a turn this round, moving to Sly.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang out the window with a cigar in my mouth, still looking like her. See her that she's there. I think she just shot me not too long ago. I'm gonna take a shot at her.
Go for it. Yeah, she stands in the middle. I mean, she's out there. She's out there for all to see.
Okay.
And her stats, I got those right here.
Got a whopping 2 cards to use.
I can't believe you're shooting people.
Not through the skull yet, at least.
Heyo.
I think I'm just gonna stick with that. I know it's gonna hit.
It
so.
does, in fact, hit.
So
And again, you're using a gun, so it's suit-based.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 damage.
2 damage. So she takes those 2 hits. You watch as you, Joey, as you stare at this person, deadpan, you take a shot, and then she takes a shot. Both of you standing in the middle of this alleyway, squaring off, and it is your turn. Nope.
You're muted.
Oh, you're muted, babe. I was like, he must really be
Oh.
thinking this one through.
Wait, you didn't hear me?
No, you were on
Okay.
mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, right. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Sly just shot at the police commissioner.
She did shoot at Chief Ali
The chief.
Ballion, and she took a shot squarely after
Yeah.
you took a shot from the cop on her side.
Right. Okay. So I'm looking at my character sheet here, right?
Right.
I'm looking at what my anchors are,
Uh-huh.
and I'm looking at my identity,
Okay.
and it's a villain.
Okay. It is.
So I think I'm gonna lean into my identity for a little bit,
Do it.
and just I would like to punch. I'd like to punch her.
You
Flat out.
Okay then. You walk square up to her. She still is like wide-eyed, and at this point, the closer you get, you realize that she's actually a little teary.
Right, I know. And I think I look at her, and she looks at me, and I think that sort of like maths going on in our heads, being like, she's not gonna let us go. She's not gonna let me go. And I say, I normally take pride in what I do and who I am. And I was raised. I'm gonna take no pride in this. And I just punch her.
She goes
It's
to
super
say, I was about to say, she goes to say something as I'm sure your fist cracks with her jaw. So
Yeah.
let's see how you do punching this person.
All right. So I have 3 cards that I should be using. So by the way, this is Fisticuff Strength again, so I'm looking at 6 cards. I can do better than a 9. I can do better than a 2. I'll take that with the complication.
I think that is pretty
Give me that complication.
solid. Yeah, with the complication. So you square off and just knock her one. I don't even know what your fist does. That's color based, right? And you drew a black one. So
He's got super strength. His fist is
I was about to say, you just like, it was that slow motion as you're like across her face. Blood spatters out of her mouth, and she hits the ground. She's not dead by any means, and that is the
she's laid out.
complication, is that she's laid out for just a few seconds before she, being a tough lady that you know her to be, she gasps and you hear her suck down blood as she like rolls over and begins spitting it on the ground. She is conscious, and she simply looks up in the complication and says to you, "What has he done to you? This is not the son I know."
You don't know me.
And,
And,
oh man.
And can I activate a power on my turn
Yeah,
too?
go for it. Why not?
Am I too late? Okay.
We'll say that usually goes at the top,
well,
Craig.
Okay, sure.
But I'll let you have
just-
it this time, so.
Okay. Well, it's kind of just a reactive thing. It's just
okay.
my body boost, which increases my body by 1 to the beginning of my next turn.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Just like the idea that like I'm ready because I know I'm gonna get retaliated against. So
Yeah, 'cause
I'm-
Think of it this way: you only flipped a couple cards, so you had more cards to blow into boosts. So if you had done it at the top of the order like you should have, you would have been down 1 card for your flips, but you stopped
still-
after 3.
yeah.
So it still
Okay.
worked itself out. So in this case, knowing that they're going to retaliate after you just flat out punch the chief of police, and she lays bleeding on the ground, and you said some pretty horrible things to her.
Can I interject to the for the viewer's benefit?
Yeah, sure.
All of these powers that these characters have a series. They have like a standard effect, but then they also have boosts. They have like other little things that you can use to make the effect better, or to do related things. Like Joey the Lion just boosted his body score so that he's harder to hit, and you can use those boosts on your turn. Each boost that you use, you have to declare it at the beginning of your turn. Every boost that you use reduces your card count that you can flip for your action that turn. So you can use up to 3 of them. So he could have done a bunch of stuff.
But I messed up.
No,
That's okay, man.
I
You're
forgot
very
to,
generous.
so whatever.
Keep it in mind when you're punching and you've got 6 cards, man. Yeah, use some
Yeah, I
boosts.
was about to say,
You don't need all 6 of those cards.
I honestly I forgot what I could even do with super strength, but it's been so much fun.
It's so ridiculous. So basically, every power has that, and every power has different things. So in this case, this is obviously strength based, but we'll see what comes out of more boost and boons. Killa, you just watched the lion punch the chief of police, and he said some things. I don't know.
Do I get Moxie for that, by the way?
You get a moxie point for punching your mama.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
There's nothing more gangster than punching your mama. You totally have moxie for that.
I think she's gonna just kind of pause for a minute. She's be super impressed by that. Nobody can see her, of course. is the truck about ready to go?
Oh, the truck is on. It seems to be running significantly better than it was. So you can only rightfully assume as soon as you have a driver, you guys could take off.
All right, so I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go around the back of the van.
Okay.
Get in and get ready and get my rifle out.
Okay. Ooh.
And kind of position myself in the back of the van.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that when we're ready to take off, I'm in position to defend.
Mm-hmm. Hmm? You're ready to defend them, so you're basically taking a defensive stance.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just getting ready to defend, and I'm getting ready to shoot if anybody comes in.
Yep.
And I will use my, because I'm invisible, I will use my boost of not becoming visible when I attack.
Okay. That's nice. Okay, so yeah, alright. So basically, it's going to give you an additional card. No, additional 2 against an attack if you're taking a defensive stance, and then basically it's like you're readying an action.
Yeah.
If anybody, like, follows, is that the plan? Like, what's the thing that triggers you?
If anyone follows or shoots at us.
Got it. Okay. You're just waiting on somebody else to take action.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Or the cops to take action. Okay, Bertrand.
Zoom back in the car or the truck, and we're gonna. Where's everybody at? I'm just gonna start rolling and hope everybody jumps on board as we go, because we've got a clear alleyway now, right?
You do directly in front of you. Yeah, the cops are like on the back side of the truck.
Okay.
Yeah. So you hop in the front and kind of like, I'm guessing, rev the engine to kind of let everybody know, like, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Anything else you want to do? Because that's pretty much like that's kind of a free action, like entering the vehicle.
Yeah, I will, I will create a portal next to me. Portal pops up next to me, portal pops up just down the alleyway, kind of so that because I can actually see through the portal.
Oh, okay.
Even if I don't step through it, I can still see through it.
Oh, nice.
So I can put the portal down by the alleyway, so I can look down the street from the side, one side of the alley or the other, wherever some cops ran to. And I can I can see around that corner.
Oh,
which
okay.
also means I can shoot through the portal around that corner.
Oh, I see. Yep. I got you.
So I will take my shot on. Basically, there's like a portal next to me in the truck.
Okay.
I'm shooting my gun in
Through
the
it.
truck, and it's going.
Okay.
The bullet's coming out around the corner where I can clearly see.
Yeah, you're in Portal.
You're in
Yeah.
Portal, basically. Yeah, you're like, bloop,
Yeah,
bloop.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not stepping through it, which technically I could do, but I'm just using it to shoot.
Yeah,
through
you're
it.
just kind of like using it as a gateway or as a door. Okay, I love that.
Um,
That's a cool use of that.
and I'm also going to put my redirect boost up on me.
Nice. So one less card, but boost to go
One
with.
less card. But if I get shot during between now and my next turn, a little portal pops up and redirects a bullet.
Cool. Oh,
So
nice.
I don't get hit.
Okay.
But I'll shoot at this guy. Where's my?
Yes, shoots at the cop.
I've only got 3 cards this time.
Okay, 3 cards. Yep, instead of 4.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
That'll do it.
6 plus 1 is going to be hearts. 3 plus 1 is 4.
Yep.
So I got copper on the corner.
Yep. And it was, you said you did it, so it's suit based. Yeah, so you, that leaves you doing
4.
4 points of total damage. He goes down. He kind of, like, as the secondary portal, the one that it's exiting, the output portal, we'll call it, appears. He literally stares at the bullet as it, again, pings him in the forehead, and he drops to the ground. This was the one that had already taken the, dagger to the chest, so that means there is only 1 copper left. Lily.
and the truck starts moving forward.
You're just like in a slow roll until everybody
Well,
hops.
it's like, fast enough that
Yeah.
I'm going to get to the end of the alleyway by the end of the turn here, but people will be able to run and jump.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you're gonna wait for them at a more opportune location.
I peel out. I just go on.
That's so gangster of you, leaving everybody behind.
No. I'll give everybody one round. You got one round, everybody.
Lily, it is your turn. You're still in the truck.
Yes. And I still have knives, which,
You're gonna throw them. Yeah, there's one cop left that you could. He's like peering around the corner, getting ready to take aim. That you could throw one at.
The face.
Do it.
Right in the face.
Right in the face. Copper knife face.
I'm not doing a 3. 3's no good for me.
No good.
9. I don't know. I'll just sit on the 9.
You're gonna sit on the 9. You decide to sit on the 9. It is not enough to hit the cop, and it scathes past him, just kind of grazing his cheek as it pings into the wall, much harder than a dagger probably should, as you threw it with lots and lots of force. Anything else you'd like to do?
I said, let that be a warning to you,
He's like,
mister.
He's like sweating, and he's like staring at the dagger in the wall, having just watched a portal appear and shoot his friend in the head, and the chief of police is bleeding at his feet. He's in a serious bit of panic, as the other cops around him are trying to pull themselves out from underneath the cop cars. Great! Next up is the cops. The last cop is feeling a bit overwhelmed, I have to say. So he's in fear. Instead of turning to shoot, looks around the corner and stares. Thank you out there for that love. Stares, like Joey right in the face. Looks at the chief. Looks at Joey. Looks at the chief. Looks at Joey. And goes down to her and says, "Chief Valiant, come on!" And he tries to like help her up during his turn and get her on her feet.
Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, he tries to get her on her feet. He's clearly, like, not trying to attack you, but he is trying to move her and get her out of this situation. It's Sly's turn.
Well, let's try to hamper this a little bit by taking a little shot at Mr. Copperman here.
Oh my gosh.
Probably won't hit anyway, so... Actually, that I will keep
That is an impressive one, and you used a gun, you said?
Yes.
Yeah. Once he removes himself from cover and begins to help up the chief, he like helps her stand, and as he stands up, again, right through. Actually, where do you shoot him? Where do you want to shoot him, I guess? Because you're with
I
that.
he's kneeling down, so I'm gonna get him right through the neck.
I was about to say, so you kill him at that. So
Yeah.
it slices right through its neck, splattering blood all over the already injured chief, and she drops again as with his weighted body, dead weighted body nonetheless. That, the chief does not seem to want to attack you. The other 3 cops are so heavily injured underneath the vehicles, they don't seem to attack you. So we'll say we're out of initiative at this point, and it is an open free action. It does seem that the vehicle is, if you're not already in it, it's rolling the opposite way down the alley.
I'm gonna kidnap my mom.
Oh, jeez!
He said that so matter-of-factly, too.
I
Yeah.
approve.
Okay, then.
Do it, Dot.
Okay, you kidnap your mom. How would you like to go about doing this? Because she's not passed out, so she might fight you a little.
I'm gonna ask her. She can.
Bite or bite?
Fight. She may fight you a little.
I just was like, wait a minute, she's a biter.
Mom's a biter. Yeah. So how would you like to go about this?
I'm gonna give her the choice to either come willingly or not, but she's coming with us. So come on. Yeah.
I'm not going with you. Still spitting blood.
have it your way. And then I grab her.
She goes, no,
I'm gonna
what are you
restrain
doing?
her.
Stop it! Stop it! And she's kind of gonna, like, fight you off a little bit. I know her strength is not anything, like, close to yours.
I'll hold the door open. The back door's open.
We'll just do an opposed strength, just one opposed strength. This is gonna be ridiculous for me, but she's gonna try. She has to at least try. She's got to. So I already had some cards pulled. She only gets 2, so we'll go bottom up. Oh.
You said it's opposed, right?
It is opposed, yeah, so your turn to flip.
Alright, yeah, I'm looking at my moxies to see if there's, or my boosts, excuse me.
Yeah.
See if there's anything I wanted to do with strength that could assist me here, but I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
So.
Trust me, she only really gets 2 cards. She's not gonna get this third one.
Well, I'm gonna rest on the ace.
Well, she's trying to fight you, and you. How do you handle it? Because you can pretty much do whatever you want, strength-wise.
I'm kind of just. I'm holding her like you would, like kind of like underarm, like a puppy. You know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Yep, and like a child, she's like,
Going.
"Stop it! You put me down, Joey. You put me down. I am your mother. You cannot do this to me." And she like loses all facade of being a chief, and breaks entirely. Yeah. She's definitely hurt. And you can hear her going, "Oh, please put me down," as you know, kind of. Yeah.
We'll talk about this when we get home, Ma. But you're making a scene. Let's go.
And yeah, she continues to fight you as you toss her into the back of this. I'm guessing into the back of this.
Look.
Fan.
Look, there's some sort of miscommunication, and we were gonna fix it.
She goes, miscommunication. There are 3 dead bodies in that. Yeah, and you guys are like speeding down the road. So Bertrand, I am gonna get that check from you because you're driving.
Oh, yeah.
And while we like have this scene, so she's like, there are 3 dead bodies upstairs. I tracked her, and she points to Lily. She's like, my source tracked her to the scene of a crime. The 3 Moxie sisters are dead. Or Moisey sisters are dead, and she goes, more importantly, what are you doing here?
Boy. Well, I can't answer that last one yet, Ma. But listen, there's something else here, and it's worse than us. And I ain't saying we're innocent, but also ain't saying we're guilty either. Something worse coming on, and you need to come with us.
Well, it doesn't look like I have much of a choice as she's surrounded by all of you, who just put on quite a public display.
Yeah. I mean, we have the police commissioner.
You just
we're not being stealthy.
The police commissioner as you guys, like, are tearing down the road.
I mean, what's everyone else doing to me? I'm acting on my own right now. Like, I'm doing this, and, like, I would be okay as a player if someone was like, there's no way you're bringing your mom into this car. You know what I mean? Like, they'd be like, there's no way you're doing this, right? I'd be cool with that, but
I'm
doing it right now.
I'm gonna appear.
She goes, oh my god! Where did you come from? Where did she come from? She's
and I
freaking
just
out.
pull out a cigarette and start, rolling it up.
And she's like, and why, that's not me. That is not me. And points right to Big Sly.
So there was like a stogie in his mouth.
It's like, so unladylike.
Yeah.
Still in
like
your
legs open, with like the gun, like.
Yep. Go ahead, Bertrand, and let's see how well you're making your way through the streets, because you just kidnapped the chief of police, so you may be followed.
Yeah, he shouts back, just like raps on the panel behind us. You gotta keep that down up there. You attracted a lot of attention.
I am the chief of police? Of course I attracted some attention. You attracted attention. You attracted attention. And she's like pointing around the car.
It's Monsieur Joe. Make her shut.
She goes, he will do no such thing. I am his mother.
I look at you, whenever I'm commanded that way, I look at you if you're going to do it willingly. I never ask.
Oh boy, Jack of clubs. I don't like the clubs.
It's probably like a cop still over. It's going to try to shoot me or something.
I'll go with the ace.
That'll do it, sir.
It's
and
a success with a boon.
You do. There is
always a boon.
Boon, but I do need you to tell me, where are you headed?
Well, we're getting off the main drags. Given that he's a car thief, I would imagine he has a fairly good
Oh yeah,
knowledge of the city streets.
correct.
So he's not going to get caught in a box alley or anything like that. He's
Oh,
not
no.
gonna hit a dead end. I'm going to spend a moxie to adjust the narrative a little bit and say that I have friends at a garage that I use to store vehicles after I've stolen them before I can move them. And so there's like a, kind of a low end car shop, garage, repair shop that I give them a little bit of a percentage on the side to allow me to store a vehicle or two there while I'm trying to move it to someone. So that's a moxie expenditure to kind of indent this person that can help us, and I'm going to make my way there to them via side streets.
Cool. So we have another moxie point down, but for good reason, and you deftly drive yourself to this location while the conversation with the chief is happening in the back. Now, this takes you to maybe an unsavory side of New Orleans. This is not Bourbon Street. This is not where the upper crust might live. The city begins to dissipate out towards the bayou. The buildings become less well structured. There's less wrought iron, and the style of New Orleans changes into the bayou. And this shop, what's this shop look like, Bertrand? Where's it, and what is it located in?
It's located in like the low quarter. So it's it's in what we know now to be like the areas that were kind of destroyed by Katrina.
Yeah.
It's the below sea level. A lot of everything out here is 1-story buildings. Occasionally there's a 2-story building or something that has a high attic. The shop itself is Richardson Brothers, although there's only one of them.
Okay. Is that a ploy? Is that a ploy to make them think there's two of them?
That makes that's a selling point on the idea that it's a family business.
I got you. Okay.
So like Something and Sons or Something Brothers or something.
So what's his name again?
Always goes over well.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Donald Richardson is the guy who runs it, and he is an African American fellow.
All right. And Mr. Donald is home, as he always is, and I'm sure he probably lives on site, maybe in like a side building or something from this. Probably just a converted warehouse of some kind. Like you said, 1-story. He doesn't know you're coming.
No, he doesn't.
He has no idea you're headed this direction. So let's hop as you cycle through the streets. You manage to dodge the cops with that lovely ace and make your way this direction. But what's happening in the back here? So Allie's pissed. They're gonna be looking for me. You know they'll look for me.
So, Joey.
You got to blindfold her.
Joey, got a question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How attached to you are your mother? How attached are you to your mother?
Oh man.
Attached.
Even for me, that's kind of a fucked up question.
I give you a stare that says that's out of bounds.
Joey, tell her that you're attached to... I know who you are. And she points at Lily. I know who you are.
Are you
Don't
sure
worry.
you know who I am?
Don't worry, we can come to some sort of agreement. I say very coldly.
Agreement? I am not...
I'm gonna go and sit next to Joey and just kind of elbow him.
Look, we didn't bring this trouble on us. Someone brought it to us. All right.
Yeah.
Some sort of pastor, some sort of church man.
You're telling me a church man killed the Moisey sisters and the 3 people upstairs in her hotel room?
And
Yeah, I was with these guys the whole time until the hotel room thing happened. I was in the alley when that happened. I don't know. It was just...
So I know.
I'm not
So this
lying.
is my bad. This was been 2 weeks. Is his name the Reverend or the pastor or what?
You know him as the preacher man. That is
Oh,
all.
the preacher man.
The preacher
Thank you,
man.
thank you.
That's what the
I
boy
knew-
was
I knew
saying.
there was
Yeah.
I knew there was a capital name. Oh yeah, it's like nah. Someone goes by the name of the preacher man.
killed a little boy.
The preacher man. He killed.
I saw him do it.
Has something out against us.
Against you? Why would
Noting
he
the
have
group.
anything against all of you?
I'll give you a guess.
Okay. Who? You? Him? Him? Her? I know about you. And she points at Killa.
All of us, I say. As in, like, because we're this group because we're different. And, you know, that kind of thing. I'm letting her do the pieces here.
Different. Different.
Except for me, I'm normal.
Yeah, she, like, kind of looks around and she says, "You've gotten stronger since I last saw you."
I've been eating my veggies.
Is that what they call them? She goes, "How long have you been a caper?"
I'm kind of embarrassed in front of my mom for this, right?
Yeah.
So I kinda,
It's like telling
do that
mom
for,
you
like-
hit puberty too late.
Yeah, I do that kind of like, you know, I wanted to be a fighter. And, well, it wasn't in the cards, all right?
It was. Until you trusted him.
I was young. What was I supposed to do?
You're supposed to come with me to New Orleans.
Well, I didn't. And here I am now, in New Orleans,
Yeah, kidnapping.
getting framed.
You know, if you all lot didn't do anything wrong, then why don't you come down with me to the station?
Well, depends on how you define did something wrong.
We would if the law treated us kindly, but we don't see
And
that happening.
Yeah, given the fact that you think we did something, I'm not sure I trust your detective skills today.
I am a fantastic detective.
Look,
I mean, you shot at me, so
look into
Needless
this
to say-
preacher man. That's all we're saying.
I can't run Preacher Man against our files. I need more than that. Thank you for the sub and the splash in our hooch cup.
The preacher's running some orphans, I think.
Yeah.
It's a place with a cross, refurbished.
Well, there are lots of churches. Can you show me this church?
I'll give him. I think I remember, like,
Wait.
because we left.
So that's it. Fish. Can your character do memories?
I don't think so.
Can one of us do something with memories and read minds?
No.
I can do things with memories.
Oh, it's you. I'm sorry. Anyways, I interrupted you, Fish. I'm so sorry.
She says, so you can show me this church where this preacher man killed a little boy.
Well, we left from there, so I assume I could give directions, yeah. And I can give basically, it's at the corner of this.
And dare I ask why and how you witnessed a preacher man killing a boy and you didn't report it?
I just look at her, and I keep smoking my cigarette, and I turn invisible.
Oh!
But the cigarette doesn't turn invisible. It just stays there.
So
And I'm like,
yeah. She goes, so I'm going to rightfully assume you're all capers.
so,
Not me, I'm the normal one. Trust is.
As she stares at herself.
I'm just lucky.
Lucky. Yes, I've heard that about you.
It's a well-earned reputation.
Especially with the crowd you run with. It's
Of
rumored that
course.
when you come to town, trouble follows.
I typically come looking for trouble, so it's not a big surprise.
Well, you're lucky enough to have found it.
Yeah, so let's get this situation figured out, shall we? Instead of taking a tone with the people who have the knives.
She goes, yes, I guess I am without my weapon. She, checks her sighting clearly, and all of that she, dropped. Probably when she took that giant punch across the face. It's now beginning to swell and bruise. So, Joey, these are your new friends, and...
Yeah, I say in a very angsty teenage whatever, mom. Yeah.
you kind of feel like her take your arm and kind of lean on you a little bit. But she's still smoking. You can still see the cigarette.
Look, I hate what Dad did to me. All right, I hate that. I hate it more than anything. But that doesn't mean that I gotta love you. All right. This lion hunts alone. All right.
Well, we know how you feel now, and so does everybody else. Since the boy doesn't love his mother, why don't you just kill me and dump me with the rest of the coppers you left in the street back there?
Come on, Mom. Now you're just being dramatic.
She goes, am I?
We need you to track down this preacher man.
I can't track a preacher man.
You can, and you will.
And as you say that,
do.
I was about to say, the car,
Yeah.
that's a perfect, like, leeway line. You can and you will. You know, as you, like,
Yeah, totally.
you, like, pull in to the driveway of this location.
Can we resolve Moxie gains from the last encounter?
You sure can.
Roll for it?
Yes, you can. So as you guys pull in, quite a few of you are inspired. So we gave the extra one to Joey already for punching his mom. But I'm going to say all of you take a Moxie, at least one. And we're going to give an extra Moxie to Bertrand for quickly fixing the vehicle that was destroyed.
Do I pull one for the botch? Typically,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
a botch.
Yeah,
pays
oh, I
zero-
thought you had already
pays
drawn
the
that one.
Moxie.
I'm sorry. I thought you had already drawn the Moxie for the botch. Yeah, you did roll the botch. So,
I just didn't. I didn't interject at the time.
oh, yeah, I didn't interject it.
Okay.
Chelsea, what's this lady's general demeanor currently?
So, I don't know, Joey. Why don't you explain to us what your mother looks like, since you resemble one another?
Ooh, okay. Let's go with, she is, well, she's obviously, proud. I think we have about the same nose. But she has, short, or like relatively short, curly hair. She is, very strong. She has like broad shoulders, amazing forearms. Like,
I'm glad we have the exact same image of her, because that is exactly how I pictured her.
okay, perfect.
I'll tell you this. This is what this beautiful Capers book says. She is tough on crime. 3-year career. Full example of her brutality. Everyone knows she is more than talk. She's respected by the city elite and rarely attends social events and prefers working over over frivolities. So she's all business, basically.
Does she have like that look of like, I'm not mad, I'm just really disappointed?
For him. But she's pretty pissed. And like I said, you can barely, like, one side of her face took Joey's fist in its entirety. So the eyes, like, swelling. She clearly cracked the, like, cheekbone. All of this is red. And there's that mark of the knuckles where it, like, met her. So this side of her face, it's hard to tell how she's feeling because it's all swollen at this point.
Well, I think at this time, Sly's eyes go a little bit foggy. And just for stupid flavor, the air starts to smell a little bit like Drakkar Noir.
Ooh.
And I'm going to try to push a joyful emotion upon her.
Oh my god, really? Okay. Alright.
Could have been that or lust. I don't know which one you
So
prefer.
that, I was about to say, no, that seems like an odd thing we don't want to play.
Yeah.
So that will be against her mind, yes. So
Yes.
let's get that draw in there.
I got 3 cards to pull here.
Don't forget, gang, if you want to clear the cards that are flipped and just hang on to them, when you can select them, and I believe it's take is the action, and it'll drop it into a discard pile by your name.
I don't want that one.
No. Oh. How lucky are you feeling? You also got a bunch of Moxie.
I'm gonna try one more time here.
Hey-o!
Oh, I can take it with a complication.
You
right?
can take it with a
That
complication.
sounds super fun. Let's do that.
Okay. So, tell us what it looks like as you make her demeanor happy.
I think actually, like, I kind of like want to drop this image of her that I have, finally realizing that I am her, even though no one's bothered to tell me that I am, except for her. And just sort of like reach out to her and like just barely touch her cheek. And like I said, that smell goes off in the air. The eyes light up.
Oh, that's lovely.
And there's like a warmth that kind of goes into her face, like where her bruise is at.
Yeah, so even though she's swollen, she's like smiling with the other side. All right.
You should be very, very proud of your boy.
She reaches up when you like touch her face. She reaches up and grabs, like takes your hand as well in a very like tender way, and she looks you deep in the eyes in this like trance moment, or this trance that you have put her in, and she smiles and she says, "Oh, you're right. I should." And she begins to weep in joy, crying in her complication. You've made her too joyful. And she begins to sob, and she tosses herself at Joey, throwing her arms around you in a hug. I've just missed you so much.
My arms are up at this. Yeah.
She's like, and she begins like kissing your face.
Come on.
Yeah. She's like, I've missed you. I can't believe you chose to stay with your dad. You could have come with me. I would have given you such a life. I would never have treated you the way he did. I'm so sorry at what he did to you. And look, now you're a caper.
We should give these guys a minute, okay?
I'm trying not to laugh.
Because like in a minute, this is completely going to change. So let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So we have this overly joyous moment in the back of this van or this truck. Bertrand, what is the usual happen when you pull up? Like, what is the process? Because this is probably a pretty a very secretive place. Like, he doesn't do business with anyone.
Right. Well, I mean, typically Bertrand shows up. I mean, he does occasionally arrive at night, outside of normal business hours, and so he'll park the panel truck a little ways away. Look back to the group of you and find let's see, she's crying. Son is all protect mom. Oh, jeez. Is Killa, is the cigarette still floating in the air?
No, she's visible again. She's
okay,
fine.
So
she's giggling.
Bertrand gets your attention and says she need a blindfold there.
All right.
And then I go off, like I parked the truck like or the van like a block away or so, and walked over. And I'm just I'm gonna go and ring the, like, I assume that there's like a service bell, and I'll ring that until Donald hauls his butt out of bed.
I was about to say, so the service bell would be like inside of the main actual business, after hours that you actually use. When you pull a car up, it has a, like at an old gas station, it has a ding ding.
Right.
The little like thing. So you walk over and give the signal using the ding 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 ding, whatever it is that is your code. A few minutes pass.
I stand there looking around nervously.
Yeah, you're like, it's very quiet and dark. Does anybody blindfold her? Because she looks you dead in the eye, and goes, "Please, I couldn't take my eyes off you not one more second. I've missed you so much, honey."
I'm gonna just, while she's, I'm gonna go find a scarf, and while she's like throwing herself at him, I'm just gonna come up behind her and.
Yeah. She goes, "Please, please." She doesn't fight you or anything in her joyous state. She's not really in that frame of mind, but you do blindfold her.
Put my handbag over her head.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. You also add the addition of the handbag. She goes, "Please, don't let them black bag me, son. Please, please."
I let them,
Oh.
but I think this changes my identity. I don't know something, but I think it might.
Okay.
I'm not okay with this, and I feel like this might change who I am.
I mean, this is a lot to do to your mother. This is also not how I planned on this going down. Kidnapping your mom was never in my mind. So we can talk about it. I mean, what was it that before?
Villain.
Villain. It was villain.
I feel somewhat sympathetic. I feel gross about this. So I feel sympathetic. I just don't know what I would change to yet.
Okay, cool. Well, there's definitely some feels happening, and maybe we'll get it figured out definitely before the next one.
Like,
there's a
gross,
conflict.
what are these feelings? what is this conflict?
What is
I'm
this?
a very strong, muscled person, but there's a muscle I've not worked out.
Yeah, and maybe it's because you've not seen your mom. How long's it been?
A while. It's been 13 years. 3 days.
Yeah, 13 years and 3 days. And so,
who's counting?
Maybe it's your mother's arms around you or just the smell of her hair. Something triggers the soft spot inside Joey.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I want to say. Maybe it's not a mechanical thing. I just want everyone to know that you're definitely feeling this way.
Joey's feeling soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel vulnerable.
I
The first time.
feel
in a
like,
long time.
yeah, vulnerable. Isn't that great how your parents can do that to you? Both of them. It is silent. You guys hear Bertrand ding, 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 ding. And finally, the blinds on the small, like, shack, we'll call it, off to the side that seems to probably be where he lives, you see just, like, it peer up. And Bertrand, you know that he's home. And he eventually unlocks his door and steps out. And this time, though, Bertrand with a shotgun in hand.
Oh, jeez.
And he's aiming it straight at you. And he says, now, Bertrand, you know, the Moises sisters, they was dead, and you're the last person to see him. You can't just walk up on here on this property.
You know as well as anyone I'd never do something to Joel L.
He goes, well, the slit in her throat I heard about says otherwise.
I loved her, and you know that.
He goes, what you want, Bertrand?
Some friends and I gotta lay low for a day. Just for tonight.
He says, how many?
I got 4 friends. There's another woman with us. We're gonna keep her blindfolded.
The train passes by, making it hard for him to hear you. And he misses the last part of the the extra person. And, he says, alright, you can stay in the garage. Don't mess with my cars. And you owe me one, Bertrand.
Oh, you know this. I'll pay you back then. I think it's the best idea. You go back. You don't see none of these people. You don't want to be. You don't want to be able to be a witness.
All right. And he like, you see him like remove the shotgun from where it was shouldered. He says, "You sleep tight, Bertrand. Something ain't right. I can feel it in the air." And he goes and closes the door to the shack behind him. The garage, like the entryway, the actual doorway, that's not the, lift up piece of the garage, is around back. And it does seem like you guys are free to maybe make your way back there if you'd like.
Yeah, and I'll escort everybody back at that point. As soon as I'm satisfied that our prisoner, Mommy, is securely blindfolded, because I don't need her seeing where we're taking her. That's the big point here.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
I don't want to endanger my relationship with Donald.
Yeah, so she's got both a blindfold and a handbag over her head, thanks to Lily. So
she's double bagged,
She's-
ready to go.
she is double bagged. So what's the inside of this shop look like here, Bertrand? Since you come here so frequently.
It's a pretty basic, relatively well kept, but small auto shop. There's 2 cars in here right now. One that's kind of half pulled apart, like they're rebuilding a portion of the engine. The other one that looks like they just did some body, maybe they just did a little bit of body work or something on it. So it looks fine. It doesn't look like there's anything physically a problem with it. And then you've got your tools and toolboxes, and there's a pneumatic lift, electrical or gas powered pneumatic lift, 1920s. And a little side office area with a window that looks out on everything.
Yeah, that probably attaches to like the front, like reception area.
There's no accommodations here.
Yeah, no, not at all, not at all. So you guys kind of enter the garage. I'm sure you find a stool or maybe a cinder brick or block or something to sit Mommy Dearest on. And she sits pretty willingly now that her demeanor has changed a smidge. She's not happy about a bag on her head. Like, nobody's ever happy about being blindfolded and bagged. But she doesn't seem to be fighting, I guess we'll say, quite as much, and she sits a little quieter. And once we get in, she just goes, "Whoa, where are we?"
Lily is lingering at the door and staring outside, just making sure there's no one like following up behind them.
That's
and
good.
Once she feels a little secure, she's just immediately going to check every like exit and window and also every cabinet.
So, yeah.
When the chief asks, "Where are we?" Bertrand catches everybody's eye and shakes his head.
Okay. It's like super quiet. Nobody answers, Mom.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah, so you go around. Everything's pretty much locked down here, Lily. You find some pretty basic tools, basic auto shop tools and things like that. If you
extra tubes
for the engine that is fixed by tubage, and if you wanted to roll, I don't know if there's like something for searching or like actually investigating, right? Investigation, is that what it is? I don't have my skill chart. Perception. That's it. So if you wanted to just make a check for that, along with anything you feel like would be an addition, I can give you some additional information there, Lily.
I don't really have any additionals.
Okay. Then you can just, if you would like to do a perception to search, like, deeper, I guess you could say, you could take, not insight.
You have sense?
Yes, sense. That's it. Sense would be good.
No, I do not.
Okay.
Can I use probability manipulation?
Yeah, sure. You tell me how you want to change it, or how that works.
Yeah, I think when Lily uses it, her fingertips sparkle as she sort of rubs them together, sort of like she's plotting something as she stares out.
All right.
Let me take a look. How do you want to do this? Again.
Yeah, I was gonna pull it up so I could read. There it is, probability manipulation. So real quick, look at the top. Look at your top card on your deck and place it in your discard pile if you want to. Discarding a card with this power has no effect. So basically, before you make this check, you're wanting to make yourself lucky, if you would, and manipulate. So you can flip the next top card you have and look at it, and then decide if you would like to discard it. Or if you want to, I guess, keep it, right?
Yeah, it's an 8, so I'm going to discard that.
Right, so you know that you won't play the 8 next round. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Nice. So if you would like to go ahead and now, knowing that the 8 is not going to be in your way, you can make that check. Which was perception.
I'm good with this.
Okay. I thought you would be. You flip it. That does add a boon, I believe, to it. But complication. I'm sorry. That's right. Boon is the success. A complication. So you begin like kind of searching around, and you kind of keep watch for a while, and your perception after a few minutes does pick up on something. That off on the horizon line, you can see the police lights. They are searching the outside areas, knowing that you guys probably are hiding out. Now, the good news is you left the truck a little ways up from where you are. But there's a possibility they may find the truck that you guys drove out of the city. Like
for a fact.
Yep.
Okay, I'll tell Bertrand, you want me to go move the truck? Get rid of it?
I think Lily would probably tell Killa first, because I think she respects Killa the most right now.
Yeah. So I guess then she lets you know, Killa.
Alright, then we can move it, maybe.
Yeah, so how do you want to do that? I mean, do you want to just get rid of it?
Is there room in the garage?
No, I would say it's probably a 2 car garage, which is full, but you could pull it around back and let the building block it, so it's not on the street.
Yeah, we can at least do that.
Yeah, you can at least pull it around back.
Could ignore the guy, move one of his cars out, and then pull that truck in.
That's also true. The one that just had all the body work, you could potentially pull that one out and put the new one, or the van in it. Place
That'll make a lot of noise, and that will take more time.
Okay. So
Unless we just popped the brake and moved it by hand.
you guys want to push it?
Yeah.
I
We have
mean,
a strong boy
I
here.
was going to say Joey could push the car out of the garage.
Yeah, but if we bring it inside, like, is there windows and stuff? Is it going to be able to be seen through the windows?
No, it would be like the back area of the shop that's not really front facing. So it is pretty well closed off because the actual garage doors are on the front and they're down.
Okay. All
so
right.
I'm thinking, okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
Idea.
Yep.
I think we've gotten what we can out of my ma. And whether or not she actually follows through and looks into the preacher man for us, we'll have to see. But maybe we give her back, like kind of like cut her loose, so that obviously the search parties can find her, and then we use that to get away.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's what we should do. We are doing. There's an idea I had. What do we think?
Basically, you guys are in a huddle right now, away from Mom, discussing what to do with her.
Counterpoint, she's seen all of our faces.
Yeah, but she loves me.
She doesn't
she
love
wouldn't do
me.
True.
No, but
He hasn't seen me.
well,
I was in the truck. I was in the truck by the time she showed up, or down on the street.
that's true, but I don't know.
In case that is useful to anybody.
I think you're right, though. I think letting her go be a good distraction, and I think we should maybe swap out the truck. We could sleep in it, and start up again in the morning. Maybe we could throw coat paint on it or something.
Look, Joey, you're my family. All right, man, you are. This is your mom. We'll do what you want to do in this situation, all right? I respect you for that.
Can I ask if I can have a moment with my ma?
Sure, kid.
Give me a minute. Can I get that? Can I get a minute?
Of course.
She's like looking around with the bag on her head.
Ma. Ma, it's me.
Joey?
Listen. I need you. With all your know how much you love your work. And I don't want to get in between you and your work. But I'm telling you, this preacher man's the real deal. Needs to be stopped.
Preacher man. Wait a second. Wait a second. And maybe she goes, oh, is there I need a phone. I need a way to contact the station.
You can do that later, Mom.
She goes, no. She's like, I think I know who it is.
Who is it? We don't have there's no phone here, Ma.
Well, I can't be for sure. But one of my men, he was telling me he started going to this new church in town. Old Baldwin Wood, that scientist fella. He said after he finished up draining the bayou, he wanted to turn a new leaf. So he opened up a church. Kind of. She's saying all this through the bag, you know.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, it sounds like you have a lead to look into.
Yeah. Who is native to New Orleans? All right. Bertrand, as soon as she says his name, Baldwin Wood, the scientist. It's funny because he's actually not a scientist. She got it wrong. He's actually an engineer. And he's extraordinarily famous for being the person that engineered the, the pumps, I guess you could say, that pumped out the low-lying areas so that the Moisey family could build their stills. So
would I have heard of him as well?
If you've been in with the Moisey family, you know that when they have tech, I guess we'll call it tech problems or issues, the person that they call is Baldwin Wood. Now, he's not been around for a while because the stills have been functional and have been going pretty well for years. But you know that the Moisey family was not very kind to him. He was a very good man, Bertrand and Killa, and they used him.
I don't really like how they treated that guy.
I believe he have a reason to not like the Moiseys. They treated him not so well. And I recount the basics.
Yeah, you kind of let everybody know. Yeah.
The story without getting into a great deal of detail, basically. To the others.
What's that have to do with the rest of us, though?
Well, he needs someone to pin it on.
But why would you think that Baldwin Wood would it doesn't make any sense. He has no reason to harm any of you. Or the Moiseys.
He's a caveman.
Well, not to our knowledge. He's just a man.
Well, the thing I saw him do to that boy, that weren't natural.
What do you mean? You said he killed him, but he did something to him?
He put a hand on the boy and just pulled the life out of him. It was like a
She goes,
corpse.
Wood is in a caper? You can tell even under the bag and the blindfold, your mother is trying to, as a detective, piece it together, I guess you could say. And she says, after a moment in silence, so, let's say that I believe all of you. And he's trying to pin it on you. Why her, though? And she means Lily. What does she have to do with all of it?
Oh, I'm just here, where I just go where the business is, you know?
Yes, but your neck of the woods is not New Orleans.
So,
If
change of scenery never hurt anyone.
She got a point here, actually. I mean, what are you doing around here?
now that you mention it,
myself.
I mean, not that you're not lovely company and all, but
Well,
You
thank
are.
you. Well, as I'm sure Joey's dear mother would tell you, I do have my own regular employers who have sent me here to check on things, see if mutually beneficial arrangements can be made in this area. The Moiseys had established a bit of a reputation here, and we were wondering if we could strike a deal with them. But as things have gone south, it seems that I should be looking for other people to deal with.
sounds to me like your employer is poised to take over now.
Yes, but I mean, doesn't mean he'll want to live here and oversee everything himself. You know, he would have cause to hire someone who knows the area to run things for the most part.
the bag like picks its head up that's inside of it, and the chief says, "So you're here by coincidence?"
It would seem so, yes.
She laughs from underneath the bag. Well, aren't you lucky?
I lead an interesting life. And Lily's actually going to go and sit on the Chief's lap, put an arm around her shoulder, and say, look, we both know that you'll never be able to catch me. So if you ease off a bit, I think we could come to a bit of a mutually beneficial business arrangement.
She says, I don't make deals with crime lords' dames.
Well, it's a shame for you, mostly.
And she says, it seems a bit out of Nucky's wheelhouse to be scouting so far from home.
Yes, doesn't it?
Excuse me. I don't think I caught that. What'd you say?
She said, to me, says the bag as it like looks around again, and she says,
Yeah, you.
Nucky? Is Nucky. I'm sure that all of you have heard of who he is.
Yeah.
And she goes, I know you have. And she kind of points in the direction she thinks Joey is standing. And she says, I know you have. Since you lived in that wretched place. Meaning Atlantic City, of course. And she says, look, I will not... Alright, fine, I will bargain with you. Let me go. Let me get back to the station. I will tell my men about what I know so that maybe we can help you. If all of you help us catch the preacher man. But you have to work with us and my men.
And what about after that occurs? You just gonna let us go?
It is a negotiation, right? Because right now, if they find you, they will arrest all of you. And more than likely, one of you will be lynched in the middle of town to make a point.
If they come after us, your son might punch a hole through their face.
Yes, I know, and I'm sure each of you will shoot sparks or something and kill us all.
And you might also start a little war between, you know, my organization and sort of motions over to Lily.
She laughs. She laughs. She says, "Organization." She kind of giggles, knowing that New Orleans might be a smidge small scale in comparison to places like Chicago and Atlantic City. And she says, "So I can hear them, the cops, off in the distance. Let me go."
That's your call, Mama's boy.
Yeah, Joey, what do you want to do?
Let her go. I don't even look at her, you know? Like, I can't even, like, make eye contact, you know? I'm looking away. You hear me sniffle? Go. Let her go.
I'm
Get
actually
outta here.
going to go over to him.
Okay.
Lily is very obviously waiting for Big Sly's word.
I said, get her out of here. You know, to nobody.
I'm pretty.
You know, but like, you see the profile of my face. I was clearly, like, crying a little bit.
Yeah, there's like a single tear, and there's like very
Yeah.
noir, the like shadow over
Yeah.
your face in the garage at night.
The dramatic lighting.
Yeah, the dramatic lighting does you all the favors.
All
I'm
right,
gonna,
All
yeah,
right,
I'm gonna just kind of put a hand on.
Pop my collar.
all right, kid. Yeah.
Are you releasing her inside? How are you releasing her?
Taking her a couple blocks away and
Like letting her go? Okay.
I take
Not for
my
the time.
handbag back.
Yeah. Yes, you can take the handbag. I mean, she's blindfolded, so you can take it before she like leaves the building, and you guys walk her out down probably where the box truck was, and drop her off. Who's dropping her?
So Bertrand, can you do your little teleport thing? And
Actually, I mean, I can really mess her up with not being able to find her way. I could take her. Actually, no, I can't. I can super speed her very far away from here. I can take her with me. I can take one person with me.
Can you speed back?
I could take her a mile away and then zoom back and do this in a matter of a couple minutes.
Perfect. Let's make that. Is there a check you need to make for that? It's just something you do.
Nah, it's just his movement. He's super fast.
Okay, yeah. So
he's a speedster.
Yeah. You probably pick her up, toss her over her shoulder, and you down the road, and back, dropping her just blocks from where like the nearest cops are searching the like outlying areas so that they can find her. And as you're speeding and she's laying on her shoulder, she says, "How do I find you?" And it fades off in the distance as you run back towards the group. And the five of you sit in this low-end garage, hiding out for the night, as sirens pan across the city of New Orleans, searching for the five of you. As the camera pans out off in the distance, we see the local train station as the sound of a train begins to pull in. And as it docks inside of the station, the doors open, the steam releases, and a pair of shoes, shiny and black, are seen stepping onto the wooden platform. And as the camera pans up and follows a nice-fitted, well-ironed and pleated pair of pants to a belt, a tucked-in shirt, a vest, suspenders, and up to the face of Al Capone, as he steps onto the dock, or to the docking station of the New Orleans train. And we will stop here for tonight, as Al Capone has come to town. Next week, dum dum dum. Oh my goodness. Hello everybody that has jumped in here. For those of you that came in a little late, I'll give you guys a little outro here to let you know what you have stepped in on, so you can join us next week for what will be the kind of wrap-up episode, the finale, if you would, of the
exciting
Capers.
conclusion.
The exciting conclusion to the Capers game. Yes, this it would be Capone pre-syphilis. So yes, it would. If you're stepping in, I saw you had some questions there, Pandas. It is, in fact, a card-based RPG, so instead of rolling dice, we pull cards based on the skills, and they get flipped. So what you're seeing is kind of the cards we have on the table that were left over from each of their last skill checks. Yes, now... Oh, we have another Pasta Panda, and about pandas. If you would like a copy of this game, we are about to give one away. So to be entered into that, you're going to want to type !copper. Kind of like a penny, but in this case we're talking like, oh no, don't call the coppers. And it will enter you, and we're going to give that away here in a second. But let's go around, let's let our cast tell you who they are, and where you can find them online when they're not here playing this game. So let's go backwards, starting with Eric.
Okay, yeah. Hey, well, thank you. Gosh, this is so good, and I love people throwing people for a loop.
Yep.
So thank you, Dot, for running this game, and thank you, Craig, for designing it, and thank you everyone for playing with me. I'm Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris everywhere. You can find me. I'm all across the internet. You can find me either at home at my job at Roll20, or you can find me at Twitter at Eric Vulgaris, where I tweet about role-playing games all the time, as well as things I care about.
Yes. Yes, and you should follow Eric, because he does great and wonderful things, and I adore playing with you. Awesome. And you guys feel free to drop some links in chat if you're feeling saucy and want to link people. You're welcome to do that. Next up, we have Kika.
Hey, I'm Kika. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kika. That's twitch.tv/KKKA, and on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVO. Yeah, and also on way too many shows because I can't say no to a show.
Gosh, yeah. I know that feeling. Oh, don't I ever? Yep. It's like a bane and a wonderful thing because every time I sit down to play, I'm like, oh, this is what feeds my soul. And I'm like, I have too many games.
Yeah. So yeah, you can also catch me at some cons.
Yes, true story.
Doing panels, mostly about either lore or transgender representation and such. So yeah, I'll see you around.
Yes, you will. You'll see us here hopefully next week, so we can, because somebody's gonna have to talk old Capone down. I can feel it coming. He's gonna be pretty pissed at the current situation.
Probably. I didn't tell these guys that Capone even was involved
Nope.
at all because Lily keeps her mouth shut.
Mm-hmm. As a good employee does, but you're right. They have no idea that he's a coming. Capone's coming to town as per the season. Next up, we have Saverick. How are you?
Oh, sidelined right now. This is crazy. I think Sly's going to shit his pants next week. But as for myself, you can find me named Saverick at Saverick on Twitter or Twitch, where I do my own Fallout 5e game, or you can find me with the Greyhawk channel running a Rise of the Temple Elemental game. So, and next month I'll be starting a Birthright 5e game as well. So, follow me around and we'll get you all situated.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you had mentioned you were doing that to me. I forgot about that. Oh, yes.
I'm going to be running a Paranoia one-shot here before too long, so I'll let you know about that too.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, please do. Please do. Cool. Next up, Madfish.
Hello, I'm Mad Fishmonger. You can find me on the internet as Mad Fishmonger, pretty much everywhere. I've been using the name for a long time. It's mine. You can't have it. Yeah, I had a good time. I do a lot of, nerdy things on the internet. One of the nerdy things I will be doing is tomorrow. Ross, Salt Lord Ross, is running a special one-on-one birthday game for me with one of my older characters. So there will be an extraordinary amount of feels. If you would like to see me probably cry,
Ooh.
you can come watch this game tomorrow. It's gonna be so full of the feels. It's great, and then I'm usually on the Salt and Sassy and Unmade Gaming, and I'm also going to be starting up a Numenera game with RPG Lab. So that's going to be super exciting.
That is super exciting. I'm going to have to check that out. Awesome. And last but certainly not least, our not only player, but writer of Capers. How are you, Craig?
I'm good. This was fun. I like playing my game. I'm Nerdburger Craig over on the Twitter. You can go to nerdburgergames.com to see all the game stuff that's going on. If you don't win the game here tonight or next week, you can pick it up at DriveThruRPG, and you can also pick up Murders and Acquisitions, which is my first game all about corporate shenanigans. Although right now, until Sunday, or until Monday, until the 10th, whenever that is, you can pick up Murders and Acquisitions at Bundle of Holding right now in the Indie Cornucopia 6, where you can get like Murders and Acquisitions and like 5 other games for like $25 in PDF form.
Holy my.
And some of that money goes to Doctors Without Borders. So there's that. And then for those people who kind of dig this game, I am actually looking at doing a little bit of supplement work with it. Going to add some stuff to it. I'm working right now in playtest is a game called Capers Noir, which is a supplement that will take the storyline forward into the 40s and crime noir stories. So you'd need the core game to play it, but it'll be a supplement that'll take you to LA, and there will be much shadows and light and window blinds
and brooding
and smoking cigarettes in the rain.
Lots of dramatic eye shots.
Yes.
And there's a horror element to it as well. There's a darkness pervading the setting in the 40s. So
okay,
there you go. That's underway. Sometime next year I'll be putting that out.
So what I'm hearing is we have another Nerd Burger game to play.
Eventually.
Cough,
If you
cough.
want to play every one of my games, I'm cool with that.
I'm just saying.
You're 2 for 3 right now.
Awesome.
I got the hardcover from Drive.
Oh, you got your copy.
It's excellent quality. It's
Yeah.
beautifully laid out, beautiful pictures. So
I told you, like I
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid for this endorsement, so just saying
I
that.
got this one.
yeah. Oh, we got hard copies going
Awesome.
around. That's awesome.
It's a soft cover.
Very cool.
Actually.
It's soft cover. Oh, it looks so
Yeah.
shiny. Okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful book. So, I just dropped a link, I believe, there where you guys can go check that out. But we're about to give a copy away. So before I tell you who I am and all those things, let's do a giveaway. So we've got a free PDF copy. How this works is all of you that have typed !copper COPPER are going to be entered into that. We will draw one person, and that person is going to. I'll reach out to you and grab an email, and then we will send you a special link or a code or something where you can go get your free PDF copy off Drive-Thru RPG. So last chance. Anybody want to enter? I think we're good. Make sure I don't click the cast and. Drum roll, please! Steph the Bard has, in fact, won our copy, who has been with us since the beginning and watched our VODs and all that jazz. So thank you, thank you. You are a huge cheerleader for my channel and for what I do, and you greatly deserve this PDF. So I'll reach out to you here in just a little bit and get some information, and we'll get you that copy. That way you can follow along and be part of the Caper shenanigans. Speaking of Caper shenanigans, I am Little Red Dot. I lead the shenanigans here on this channel for all the games that I play. My channel in particular usually leans towards indie games. I love to let the world see new games in action. So right now we'll be running this, like I said, the last one next Wednesday, but we are also in the middle of testing out or playing through Witch Girl Adventure. So if you need a little teenage mean girl witch drama in your life, you can tune in here on Friday evenings through the month of December, and we'll give you all the Witch Girls drama. There was lots and lots of drama last week. So yeah, you can tune in this Friday, like I said, at 8 o'clock. When I'm not here, I'm playing on a lot of other people's and a lot of other networks' channels that I adore and I love, including Unmade Gaming, including Roll For It, and I work unfortunately not this next season going to be over with my lovely Greyhawk, but I'm coming back. I will be back in the fall. But I'm excited to announce we'll be GMing a game over on Pro Restarter's channel starting at the end of January, and I can officially announce that starting in January, my Wednesday night game is actually going to be some material I've written for Fate Core, based around the Brave Little Toaster. So if you love the Brave Little Toaster, if you love the Brave Little Toaster, you can come watch like an alternate version of that where everybody's going to be playing sentient appliances in a post-apocalyptic world where they are hunted by humans as resources. So it should be a ton of fun, just a ridiculously fun little game. And then I am hoping in the new year to start announcing the next round of these indie games that I'll be playing through. If you have an indie game that you would like to suggest to me, the best way to do that is actually on my Discord. So come join it. The cast is already in there. You can join right there. You can join right there and come chat with me, chat with them if you love the show. We've got a whole forum where you can tell us all that. You can tell Eric how much you hated that he punched his mom, and it'll be great.
I loved it. That was the highlight of the game
Me
for me.
too. I was like, he's about to punch his mama. I was like, holy crap. And oh man, it's so good. So, if you love what we're doing over here, there's lots of ways that you can support. Give us a follow so you get notified when we go live again next week. And if you haven't already used your Prime sub, you could drop a little Prime love in our hooch glass down there, since, it's a bit dry right now in Prohibition Land. So, I think that's all I've got for everybody. Thank you all so, so much for tuning in and showing up. And until next week, don't do anything that Joey the Lion wouldn't do. This week, it's all about what Joey the Lion wouldn't do. Until next time, gang, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.